Hello, this is Ashee from Crafting with Ashee, and welcome to this card making tutorial. I hope this finds you well today. Today we're going to be making this shaker card. Isn't it lovely? I love how it shakes, it's just so cute. And you've got this lovely floral die cuts, and I just think it looks so sweet. So, let's get on and make the card. Okay, so in this card I used the Unchained Designer Series paper. This time I'm going to use country lace, and I've got here a piece that measures 14.35 centimeters by 10, and I've cut out 3 windows, and these windows are cut out using the labelled with love dies, and you can see I've just done the 3 in a row down here. Now we want to put some acetate on the back for our shaker card, and I've got a scrap here of window sheet, so I'm just going to cut this to a smidgen under 14.35 centimeters by 10. So I'm just going to do it slightly less, just so I know that it won't hang over the outside. So let's just do this. Okay, I'll save that for another day. Alright, so now I'm just going to take my seal, which I've got here, and I'm just going to put my adhesive down on my sheet. I want to make sure I cover all the edges so that my acetate will stick down nicely, because this was going to, it's the only thing that's going to stop it falling out the front of the card. So you want to make sure it's really stuck down nicely and there's not going to be any holes. So there we go. So let's put our piece of acetate down. And that's fine there on the back. So you can see here, now you've got our shaker window. Lovely. So let's move this aside. Now we want to make a little pocket for each of our shakers. So we're going to use some of our adhesive strips here. Now the trick with these strips is that if you take the backing off before you put it down, like this, these strips have become much more easy to manipulate. So you want to make sure you go around each of the windows individually, and you want to make sure that your piece butts up so there are no holes, otherwise your sequins are going to fall out. Okay, I'll put that down there. I'll take our next piece here. As I said before, take this backing off, and these are nice long pieces, so goes around the whole of the window nicely. Okay. And then I'm going to use the edges. Edges are always good. Nothing wrong with the edges. They're the same dimension. So, going to do the same thing here. Take those backings off. Just knock the microphone. So I'm sorry if you heard a big thump. That was me. Okay, so there we've got those down like that. So let's get rid of those bits. Now I'm just going to put some more foam tape in these little gaps here. So I've got some old foam tape. I don't know where it's from, so don't ask. I'm on a mission to use up whatever I find in my stash this year, and this is one of those things I found. So cut this. That's a bit too wide. Not the stickiest of foam tape, but it will do the trick. I think it's just because it's so old. But I want to use the stuff up. I don't want it to go to waste. So I think as crafters we hate to see stuff go to waste. We tend to want to hoard everything in case maybe, you never know, maybe you might use that, who knows. So don't like to waste stuff. So there we go. I think I'm maybe going to put 2 layers here of this tape. It's a bit it's not as dimensional as our lovely foam strips. So I'm going to take another piece here. There's not much of it left, which is good because I'm using it up. Sticking to the scissors, obviously. So anyone ever has that? Things always seem to stick to what you don't want them to stick to. And when you want them to stick, well, then they don't want to stick. I never understand how it knows so perfectly to be so much of a nuisance. Okay, so a little bitty there. Another little bitty there. And the last little bit can go there. Let's take these backings off there. Get them out the way, and then we're ready to fill our pockets with our shaker mix. Now, last year I was on a roll to use up my shaker mixes, and I started really well, and then things happened, and I didn't use up anything as much as I wanted to at all. So, whoops, we're going to start again this year and see if we can use up our shaker mixes again. I've got a ton as before, as I said, so I'm going to use some of these up. I don't know what colour they are, but it's these goldy ones. This seems extremely full. So I'm going to put a little bit in each one. They're going everywhere. Okay, enough is good as a feast. Yep, they went everywhere because I've got so many of them, way too much. So now what I'm going to have to do is just contain them in my shaker pockets. Okay, so we've done that. So now I've got another piece of this same design series paper, and I'm going to use the reverse side. So we use that side. I'm going to use this side, and I'm just going to layer it over the top. It doesn't matter if some of it shows, we can always trim it off. And you just want to give everything a really good squish down. Very technical term, but it's exactly what you want to do. You want to give it that squishy, so you don't want anything to escape. Good squishy down, and if you turn it over the other side, it should be nice. So I've got a bit of sequin mix on my craft sheet. Get rid of that. That doesn't look too bad. Right, we're ready to put this on our card base. Card base is thick basic white cardstock, so that's an A4 sheet cut in half and then folded in half. And then I'm going to just use my Tombow, and I'm going to put a goodly amount on this because we don't want this coming off. Okay. And I wanted this orientation. It's a really nice shaker card, lovely dimension and interactive element to it, so I really like it. I hope you do too. Then I've got some decorations, so These pieces I wanted to show you, these are the pieces, the inserts from both cards. Don't chuck these away. These are lovely labels. These are great for, put this in your stash. These are great for scrapbooking, for embellishment starters, all sorts of stuff. So don't get rid of that. I have picked out from the our embellishment packs some flowers, and I think these came from this one here, the Fully Flowering Ephemera pack. And I picked out some flowers I thought we could use here. So let's have a look and see which ones we're going to use in actual fact. Let's have a look. I don't want to totally cover up my shaker elements, but I like that, so I think we're going to stick with that. So I'm going to stick this down with some dimensional or some Tombow, and then anything that's hanging over the edge we will just chop off. Like that, and then I've got a ton of these ephemera packs and I love them and I want to use them up. So I don't want to just them retire and then they're going to just sit on my shelf and never be used. I thought I could use those too, but I won't, so we'll put those back there. So now I'll take our scissors. Anything that's hanging over the edge here, we'll wave goodbye to. There we go. You can use these on a different card if you want. You could even put this down here, but I don't think so. Just going to leave it like that. There we go. So now all I want for this, I think, is a sentiment. So let's have a look and see. Here, this is the, I've got some glue on my craft sheet. They're clever of me. Let's go to this side instead. It's upside down, that's going to bug me. So, right, enough of that. Let's look for some sentiments here. And this is the Saying Something ephemera pack. Let's have a look. Thank you for making a difference in my life. Here for you. That would be nice, but I'm not so sure about the sentiment with this card. So happy for you. Forever and ever. Hip hip hooray, today is your day. Consider yourself hugged, I love that. Bunches of thanks. Yeah, I think that would be nice. I'm going to use bunches of thanks. Alright, let's stick that down. Get some seal on this. And then we are done. There we go. Isn't that fun? So there are the two shaker cards. I hope you liked them. If you did, I'd be grateful if you could give them a thumbs up, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button. If you wanted more information about the project, the supply list, the measurements, etc., it's all on the blog post to my website, and the links to that and all my social media links are in the description box below. So thank you again, and until next time, enjoy being creative. Bye.